Well, Jen and Marissa, this officially was supposed to be about the high cost of prescription drugs, but we're 2 weeks out from the November election. It's hard to escape the political context of anything these days, and President Biden definitely leaned into the heat of this election towards the end of his remarks here at NHTI in Concord. Now, part of the warm-up act for President Biden was Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont, right at home, railing against big pharmaceutical companies. Sanders says 1 out of 4 Americans can't afford the drugs their doctors prescribe, and that taking action to cut prescription drug costs will lower the cost of care, lower insurance costs, and lower out-of-pocket spending on health care. When the president took the stage, he covered a lot of the same ground, and even though this was an official White House event and not a campaign event, he couldn't resist taking a shot at former President Donald Trump, going after his former opponent on the issue of health care. Take a listen.
I'm trying to be a very good fellow. I'm not letting my Irish get the best of me. But my predecessor, the distinguished former president, he wants to replace the Affordable Care Act with what he refers to, a concept of a plan. I've heard that concept of a plan now for almost 8 years. A concept of a plan. What the hell is a concept of a? He has no concept of anything.
Now, in the broader context here, this just underscores that how much can change over the course of just a couple of years in politics. If you think back to the end of 2022, President Biden tried to sign the death warrant for the first in the nation New Hampshire primary. Of course, earlier this year, that write-in campaign was his big victory of the primary process. He's not the nominee anymore. He's been back here 3 times this year, and this was really a bit of a love fest between him and New Hampshire Democrats. So, again, a lot can change, and this is perhaps the last time New Hampshire gets to see Joe Biden as a sitting U.S. president. Reporting live in Concord, Adam Sexton, WMUR News 9.